friends, it's Jen, and today I'm talking about family goals and how they can benefit us. Often we do yearly goals or monthly goals or weekly goals for ourselves, our own personal goals, but family goals can be just as important and you can do it together. So in my family, the last few years, we've done our own family goals. When it started, our kids were really little, so it was mostly mom and dad. But we would talk about it together, and then they would write pictures. I would write them out, and they'd write pictures. Now, they're a little bit older, and they have a lot of input on the things that they want to do or how they want our family to look, just like my husband and I have input. So last year, we came up with 10 family goals, and this is typed by my son, who was 8. He had just turned 8. He really wanted to type it, so there's a lot of typos, but I let it go because he was so proud of himself. And we laminated it and we put it on the fridge all year long. So this is how we do it. And then I wanted to give you some family goals examples because there's a lot of cool things you can do with your family. And these goals help you gain a sense of direction. Okay, what are we gonna do this year? Are there any routines? Are there any rituals that we wanna make sure happen? And it can even be simple things like giving your kids more independence. Maybe they get a phone this year. Maybe they're young and they just need to learn how to bathe themselves, which is one of ours from last year. Okay, so here are our 10 goals from 2020, and hopefully they inspire some brainstorming and what you would want on your goals list that you put on your fridge. So number 1 was to visit a national park. We did not make it with COVID, but I actually think that's one that's gonna be on our list every single year, and that's actually driven by my husband, who just loves national parks, and it gets us out in nature, and it's not necessarily an expensive vacation, but it's something that we can do every year, especially when our kids are little. It's an easy one to be able to do. Number 2 is to have family exercise once a week. We wanted to kind of get our family moving, kind of have a fit atmosphere, and we did that. We were able to like take a walk once a week or get out and do a bike ride. We did pretty well with that one. Number 3 is good and grit at dinner. My kids are now old enough that we can kind of generate some conversation, some interesting conversations. And this one was really beneficial to us. So we sit down and eat dinner, you tell one good thing about your day and one grit about your day, which is really just something hard that you had to push through for. And then number 4 was no electronics during the week, which the kids were not super happy about when we started that. That was a mom and dad thing. We had some power struggles around Minecraft in particular, and just electronics in general. So we took it out during the week, we made it a weekend thing, and it has made things run a lot smoother, but it needed to be a family goal for us. Number 5 was to create a family motto or mission statement, and we haven't done that yet. I kind of think that we might do that New Year's Eve to make sure we check it off of our list for the year. Number 6 was to eat vegan meals twice a week. That would just be like 2 vegan dinners. Really, with my husband's diet, we eat a lot of meat. We eat basically paleo, and so this was trying to get us to branch out a little bit and maybe have some less meat in our diet. And this one worked really well. We're pretty close to twice a week, 2 meals a week. We have some favorites now, but the whole point is that it forced us to branch out and try some new recipes and try some new meals. And now we have some things that we can just do as normal in our rotation. So that one worked out really well. Number 7 is a hug in the morning. I have a blog post on this, but we had a really horrible year when my daughter was in kindergarten. In the morning. The morning rush was awful. So we decided to start doing hugs in the morning just to get everybody in the right mindset, in the right mood, moving forward. And that one actually helped a lot this year. Number 8 was to do our lunches the night before. I don't know that we really did this one very well this year, partly because we didn't have school for a lot of the year. So it was a wishy-washy year as far as school went. We might have that one on the list again. It just helps for organization to be able to do it the night before. And then number 9, we have independent bathing, which I mentioned earlier. I think every year we're trying to have something that promotes them being a little bit more independent. So this year it was bathing, which they do. My son now showers on his own. My daughter chooses to take a bath with her younger sibling, but she really does it all on her own. Next year it may be something else. It may be washing dishes or doing the lunch themselves or whatever. We'll have something every year though that helps promote that. And finally, we had volunteer, which we did not get to do. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think we got to do that one. Again, COVID kind of made that one difficult. We may put it back on the list next year. So these are our 10 examples. Hopefully they get the ideas going. And obviously you're not going to be able to do all of them every year. COVID made things difficult on some of them on our list, but we still got a lot done. And it feels good. I think it's really going to feel good when we review them. And the whole point is that it just moves you in the right direction on some of the things that you want to do together. We don't have a lot of time together as a family before they grow up and move out. And so this is our opportunity to really make it look like what we want it to look like. So good luck. I hope you get some ideas generated. And I have an entire blog post with 45 family goals examples, and I will put it in the description below so you can check that out if you're looking for more ideas.